My brothers and sisters, you are now watching The Gamer 2323, so just forget about the chores you're supposed to do. Put your feet up, get your Kool-Aid, fried chicken, popcorn, get whatever you may need. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Alright, so first off, I know I didn't get a chance to talk about episode 4, do my recap for that. Some people were asking, dude, where's the recap for episode 4, bro? You're late. You're always late. Typical black man, always late for things. So I didn't have the time to do the recap for episode 4. So what I'm gonna do right here is briefly, and I do mean briefly talk about episode 4, then get into episode 5. So episode 4 was the episode to where we saw Negan outside the gates of Alexandria saying, little pig, let me so Negan is outside the gates of Alexandria, and apparently he's shown up early, because like when Rick opened the gate, he said, you're early, and then like Negan was like, I missed you. So again, just to talk about Negan for a second, I know this guy's the villain, but I love Negan. I love how Jeffrey Dean Morgan is portraying Negan. He's done awful things to this group. I mean, but again, like, how many men has Rick and his group killed of the Saviors compared to how many men Negan has killed? He's killed Glenn and Abraham. Yes, two beloved characters, that we have come, to love, but Negan could have done a lot worse, but just to harp on Negan again, I love this dude. I know he's the villain, but my God, like, this guy just has a swagger about him. He's just so charismatic. Like, you love to hate him and you hate to love him. That is just the way that I feel towards this guy. Okay, so a lot of pretty much all of episode 4 was just Negan reasserting himself, after the events that took place in the premiere, saying, hey, I'm still the guy, here's why. This episode 4 was just Negan just reasserting himself, into Rick's mind, playing mind games with Rick. So much to the point towards the ending of episode 4, after they take all, well, not all, but like half their stuff, took all of their guns after, the incident with Carl, took all of their guns. So once all that goes down, they take their they freaking took their freaking beds, dude. They took all of their mattresses, and just took them. And then, like, before they left, Negan looks at Rick and he's like, I just slid my dick down your throat, and you thanked me for it. Oh my God, bro. And Rick can't do jack, bro. Rick is just like, I don't know what Rick is thinking, but like when Negan dropped that line, because that line is straight from the comics, I was like, my God. Like, Negan is literally just like mind effing Rick throughout this entire episode, giving this man the bat of Lucille, and then turning his back away from Rick, like, try something, son. Like, so I thought episode 4 was a good episode. But on to episode 5. So episode 5 kicks off, and we're with Maggie. And we're at the hilltop now, So Maggie wakes up, and she's at Hilltop, and she asks, I think, what's the doctor's name? I think Dr. Carson. She asks him, is everything all right? And he tells her, that she's been out for a while, but she's worried about the baby, because last time we seen Maggie, it kind of seemed like she might have had like a miscarriage or something, but Dr. Carson reassures her, saying knows Glenn Jr. is okay. So the baby is all right, and that's good, because that's really like the last thing she has, that, deals with, her and Glenn, like the last connection she has with Glenn's baby, so she's not trying to lose that baby at all. Sasha is also there with her, and Sasha takes her to see Glenn, to see Glenn's grave. We've seen Maggie, kind of, in the premiere of this season, we've really seen her, have that moment, to where she just grieved Glenn's death. But this really seems like the moment to where it's really just her finally getting over, the events that took place in the premiere and finally just accepting, that Glenn's dead and stuff like that. So it's a sad but calm moment, it's not as heart-wrenching, as the first, time. So yeah, she's at Glenn's grave, just accepting the fact that, that he's gone, but at least she has his baby to hold on to. What else? Sasha and Maggie want to stay at Hilltop, and here we have Gregory, right? So Gregory, again, he's the leader of Hilltop, and we've seen him last season, and this was the guy that, will call you everything but your actual name. He seems like a little bit of a, how can I say this nicely? He's pretty much a dick, just the way he acts towards people. You get the sense he's not actually the leader because he deserves to be the leader. He's the leader just because there really was no one else to pick, So Gregory, he's like, nah, suckers, y'all ain't staying. Y'all ain't staying here. You said that y'all was going to handle the Saviors and Negan, and now it just seemed like things are about to get even worse. This is all y'all faults. Y'all got to go. Later that night, the Saviors actually go to Hilltop, I guess when they all were sleeping, and they had opened the gates, left a car inside there playing loud music. So now a whole bunch of walkers are walking inside the gates of Hilltop. Sasha and Maggie see this and they're like, we have to do something. We have to close those gates, and then Gregory sees this and he's just like, he just looks freaking terrified. This guy is not a freaking real leader, so he has no idea what to do. Sasha and Maggie take it upon themselves to try to, do something and close the gates because the walkers are just coming in, so Sasha tells Maggie to stay inside because Sasha doesn't want her doing nothing because she's pregnant. She doesn't want her to risk her life and now the baby's life, so Sasha tells Maggie to stay put, so now Sasha gets down and she's, killing some walkers. Jesus comes in, he helps her, killing some walkers, doing his freaking kung fu stuff. This episode really was about Maggie, coming into her new role, which is going to be the leader of this, place, so I really liked Maggie, in this show. So she takes it upon herself, to get in a freaking tractor or something, and she's running over walkers, and then she runs over the car playing the music, to stop the music, and then they close the gate. So pretty much it was Maggie, Sasha, and Jesus that just saved Hilltop, because I seen nobody else outside but it was just those three, and then Gregory's like he doesn't clap, but he's just looking outside the windows so this guy's useless. He's not a real leader. I don't know how this place has lasted this long under his leadership, but pretty much it's Jesus, Maggie, and Sasha just saved that place, so the next day the Saviors come back and visit the next day, but Negan is back home. This time it's Simon. I really wanted to see some more Simon, bro. Trevor Phillips. I wanted to see this guy. I really like his character. I think he fits in well, in this show. So we finally got to see some more screen time of him. We still don't know exactly how many Saviors there are, but I mean, these suckers, every time they go to a place to get supplies, it's always like 40 or 50 deep, so we don't know how many numbers they really have, but it just seems like when they come, there's nothing else to do but just, give in to what they say. So Gregory, who still refuses to call Maggie by her real name, he's like, listen, honey, that's when Maggie had enough. She freaking socked that sucker one good time, and he deserved it too, just the way he acts towards people, so Maggie snapped punch Gregory. And you know when like you see a kid, you know, that's acting up in public, and then like one of the parents just snap and like freaking slap him. That's how Gregory looked. That's how that guy looked. Like he was like, you know, he just looked shocked. He didn't know what to do, you know. And then Maggie pretty much told him how things are going to be. She's like, no, listen, this is our place now, okay? I'm running things here. You do not refer to me as Marcia. It's not dear. It's not honey. You now refer to me as Maggie. Maggie Rhee. And I was just like, bruh, this episode made me like her character more than ever, because now she's stepping into a new role, being a leader at Hilltop, you know. And again, like Gregory, he doesn't even want to be the leader. Like there is probably too much stress on him, but it's just the fact there was literally no one else at Hilltop that was willing to take his place, you know. But now that Maggie's there, we all know she's going to be the leader of Hilltop. So this episode was really just, you know, us seeing Maggie, you know, even after everything that has happened to her and losing Glenn, you know, and just dealing, you know, with the baby and stuff like that. It seems like she is now stronger than ever, you know. So I really liked, you know, seeing, you know, her go into a new role, you know, being the leader of Hilltop and stuff like that. But yeah, that was pretty much the end of this episode. Towards the end, I don't know how Coral. Actually, I forgot. Speaking of Coral, this man Carl is out here spitting game. This man Carl is out here laying the Mac down. This man Carl is about to put his magic stick in Enid's stuffing things. I was like, Carl, it's crazy, because we've literally seen this kid grow up in this show. Like, I remember seeing him in the first 2 seasons. He was like, what, this tall? And now to see Carl, this man got long hair, one eye, freaking kissing girls, freaking driving cars just like his mom and crashing into stuff. I'm like, my nigga. Then towards the end, you see Carl and well, first it was Jesus. He like snuck into one of, you know, the trucks of the saviors, and they're going back to where they are, you know, just how Jesus just sneaks around and like does things. So he snuck inside one of the trucks, and he's going back to where the to where the saviors are, because Sasha had asked Jesus to find out where Negan lives, you know, because I guess they're trying to plan something, you know, on him. So he sneaks inside of one of the trucks, and then he hears something. It's freaking Coral. Carl somehow snuck inside there as well. So I'm just like, when they get there, if they get caught, do they not realize they are about to be listening to Easy? They're going to be listening to Easy Street on replay, just like Daryl. I hope these suckers know what they doing. so yeah, but that was the end of episode 5. So episode 5, it was good too. I know a lot of people, because I see it like in the comments, you know, and just when, you know, people are just like talking about, you know, what they thought of that, you know, episode. I know a lot of people are kind of, you know, kind of bored of watching the show right now, just after, you know, of how the premiere was and stuff like that. I'm personally still enjoying it. If you watch The Walking Dead, we all know at some points it's slow episodes. I didn't really think this was a slow I think right now the pace that they're on is pretty good right now. You know, are there going to be some episodes to where not a lot of stuff is going down? Of course there is. Dude, I remember season 5, that whole hospital arc that they did with Beth and Noah. I was like, I hated it. That arc, and I think that was like half the freaking season, the freaking hospital arc. I was just like, bro, can this just be over already? So there are some times, you know, in this show to where I'm like, bro, this junk is like so slow right now. I'm not enjoying these. I'm not enjoying these episodes at all. But so far, I've enjoyed every episode somewhat. You know, not every. It's hard to have episodes like the premiere all the freaking time. You need those episodes to where it's kind of slow, but still there's character develop. You know, there's still character development there. You know, so I enjoyed this episode as well, you know. So hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, I greatly appreciate if you rate the video, my brothers and sisters. It doesn't have to be a thumbs up, it could be a thumbs down, but what I do ask every brother and every sweet sister, it's to just rate the video, my brothers and sisters. Until then, I'll catch you guys in my next video. All right, peace.